What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the greatest combat sports and culture show in the entire universe of Fight Podcast. I am your host, SERG VICENTE. And I know it's late, but we have so much fight news to get to this week. And I just wanted to make sure I jumped on here for you guys and just let everybody know what was going on. You can tell it's been a long day. I'm a little rough right now. Usually I'm a little bit more cleaned up for the show, but I wanted to make sure that I jumped on here and told you about all the fight news. This is such a big fight weekend. But before we get to that, everybody who's watching live and watching this later on YouTube, Instagram, anything else, we appreciate you guys. Like, share, and subscribe to this video along with everything else that we are doing. As you see, you can tell the t-shirt that I have on currently right now. Guys, check it out. We have merch. Do yourselves a favor, jump onto our merch, etsy.com/shop/thefightpodshop, and support the show. Support what we're doing here so that we can continue bringing you guys the best content possible. Also, do yourself a favor if you are, you like reading articles and things of that nature. I also have a Substack. Check out the Fight Podcast Substack. If you follow me anywhere, if you look at the Instagram, anything, we always put it there. The link will also be in the bio here later on below. So like, share, and subscribe to our Substack. We just dropped an article that's actually talking about what we're talking about today and breaking down this incredibly stacked boxing card that we have this weekend, as well as the UFC. So check that out today. All right. Let's jump right into it. I mean, look, I'm coming out here late for you guys because if Kendrick can drop randomly, I'm going to drop for you guys randomly as well. And also, do us a favor, check out the Royal Rundown, the best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. All right. This weekend, in my personal opinion, I think this weekend's card versus Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga is the absolute best combat sports card on the menu. And I know, yes, some of us are going to be looking at it and be like, yo, Serge, UFC 306 is this weekend, El Noche Libre or whatever the hell they're calling it, right? Ride this season over there in the WWE or the UFC at the Sphere. I don't care about all that. I don't care about all the gimmicks. If it boils down to it, what is the better fight card? It is 1,000% the fight that is right down the street at T-Mobile Arena, the fight with Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga. Now, is that the best fight of the weekend? No, the best fight of the weekend, I'm going to give it to Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. But in terms of the card itself, 1,000%, I have to go out there and give it to this fight card. So let's start at the beginning. Canelo Alvarez, legend in the game. We all know who he is, the face of boxing for all accounts. He's going against Edgar Berlanga. And this is a fight that, I'll be honest with you, a lot of us didn't want. A lot of people are saying, yo, why is Canelo going against Edgar Berlanga? He should be going out there against David Benavidez. And look, you're right. I agree with you. He should be going against David Benavidez. But if anybody in the sport of boxing or combat sports in general has an opportunity or has the right to pick and choose who he's going to fight at this point in his career, it's Canelo Alvarez. This man has over 65 fights, and he has fought the who's who of boxing. And not only has he fought the who's who of boxing, he's fought multiple weight classes from 154 pounds to 175 pounds. That's insane. None of your favorite fighters are doing that, and he has done that throughout his entire career. So if we're looking at that, am I happy about this fight? No. But am I excited about it? Yes. And it's for a couple of reasons. Now, granted, Edgar Berlanga is a guy that started off his fight card, Brooklyn-born Puerto Rican. Dude has dynamite in his hands. Started off his first 16 fights. I'm going to say that again for you guys. His first 16 fights, he ended in knockouts, right? And not just in knockouts, he ended in first-round knockouts, which is utterly insane that he's been able to go out there. He was able to do that. But since we had a step up in competition, or should I say he had a step up in competition, he hasn't seemed like he has that same type of one-punch knockout power. From 2020, he went on a 5-fight streak where he went to a decision. Not only did he have a 5-fight streak where he went to a decision, he didn't knock our socks off with that. So why is it that I am looking forward to this fight still? Well, he's back to his original trainer. He seems extremely confident, and he's a guy that, look, power is a difference maker in the game of boxing or combat sports in general. So the fact that this guy has such power, he is young, and this is an opportunity. he's been gifted an opportunity. And when you have the opportunity to fight the cash cow, the biggest paycheck of your career, one of the biggest names in the history of boxing, I can see himself elevating his game. And again, that power is always a thing. But now, with that being said, is him not evolving his game enough? Is he not skilled enough? Does he not have the fight IQ enough to go through or land that shot on Canelo? Because let's forget, Canelo has a granite chin. Canelo Alvarez is one of those guys that has cartoon level resistance, animanium in his chin, like Wolverine or something. You can hit that dude with a brick and he doesn't even stumble. So can Berlanga get through him? There's enough questions here that, yeah, it's easy for us to sit there and say, yo, Canelo's going to walk through him, but where's the fun in that? I think it's going to be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to it. And again, Berlanga's a huge guy. And if he can go out there and implement something that Bivol implemented in terms of consistently sticking a jab in Canelo's face and keeping him busy, maybe he can make the fight interesting. And we can see what happens. So that's a fight that I'm also looking forward to. Now, the co-main event on this fight card is going to be for the title as well. And let me just make sure I got the right one there for y'all, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But the next one on there is Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia. These are two guys with Hall of Fame resumes. And if you don't think so, you don't know boxing. All right, you don't know combat sports. These guys both have incredible resumes. Danny Garcia, most of his best work was done at 140 and 147 pounds. This is all the way at middleweight at 160. This is actually for Erislandy Lara's title. Now, when I think about this fight, it gives me pause, right? Because it's a fight that it's entertaining because you have two guys that are a little longer in the tooth, but they are still dynamic. They can still go out there and mix it up and win fights. Erislandy Lara has been knocking guys out left and right. He is still extremely dangerous. And that Cuban style, his lateral movement, he has power in that left hand, his jab. He is somebody that can really, really continue making at least one more big run in this game. Now, Danny Garcia is a guy that after 2020, he didn't seem as if he wanted to continue. Part of it even seemed like he was contemplating actually retirement. After the pandemic, he himself said, look, I don't know if this is something that I want to go ahead and do. And then he also, remember, in 2020, he fought Jose Benavidez Jr. to a majority decision. That was a fight that I thought he dominated, but still, it was a majority decision. He hasn't fought since then. But with him moving up in weight, wanting and seeming like he really wants another run at it, this is one of those things that we see and always enjoy as combat sports fans. Two guys, a little longer in the tooth, that are willing to throw down. And that's one thing that we have learned from both of these men throughout their career. They have no problem throwing them things. And actually, this should be a wildly entertaining fight. I'm looking forward to it. Now, who do I think wins? I think Lara gets it. Okay, I think Lara's going to not knock him out, but I think he's going to win the fight based upon his activity and his movement and his defense. He's one of the best defenders we have ever seen in the sport of boxing. And if you could even go back and watch his fight with Canelo Alvarez, which you could disagree with me all you want, I absolutely believe Lara won that fight. It is what it is. I'm really looking forward to that one. That should be fun. That's the co-main event. Also on this card, we have one of my personal favorites, Caleb Plant. He's fighting MAGA's very own Trevor McCumbee for the WBA interim super middleweight title. Look, I think this is a fight. This is a Caleb Plant coming back and just looking good and trying to do his thing. Let me see. What is this? Why is Mike Chandler so obsessed with adopting black kids? I have no idea, and we can discuss this at a later date. Appreciate you guys. Everybody who's watching live on YouTube, on Twitch, and on our IG stories. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Like, share, and subscribe to this video and everything else that we are doing here at the Fight Podcast. All right. In terms of this fight, look, I think that this is a fight that it's a stay busy fight for Caleb Plant. He had his last outing. He took a loss to David Benavidez in a great fight. It was a really entertaining fight, and he is a guy that is your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. He's a throwback type of guy. He goes in there, fights everybody. He doesn't dodge any smoke. He should be with his incredible trainer, Bredman Edwards, go out there, put a fantastic game plan together. And I honestly see this being a knockout. I see him, McCombie is a guy who has a lot of power. He's a tough, gritty guy. But when it boils down to it, he's nowhere near as skilled as Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is one of the most skilled guys. And if you look at it, the only guys who have beaten him are Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. Two guys that are big for the weight class in terms of size and strength and have a lot of power. McCombie, even though he has power, I don't see him pushing around Caleb Plant. And then the fact of the matter is that he went out there and now he's also saying that Caleb Plant is quit. Come on, people. If we've watched it, Caleb Plant has never quit. That is, you can call him a bunch of stuff. You can say he's sensitive. You can say whatever you want. But one thing you can never say is he's a quitter, because he's not. Caleb Plant is a dog. He's always been a dog. And I see him dog walking McCombie in this one. All right. And the other two that I'm going to just mention really quick on this card, because like I said, I think by far this is the best full card of the weekend on the Combat Sports calendar that is happening on September 14th. All right. Rolly Romero, Manuel Jaimes, it's a junior welterweight bout. Rolly Romero, fan favorite. He's always going to throw down. That should be wildly entertaining. And the one that I'm really looking forward to is Stephen Fulton, Cool Boy Steph, Scooter, whatever you want to call him, is facing Carlos Castro. Schoolboy Steph is a guy that a lot of us believed before he lost to Inoue was a pound for pound, fringe pound for pound, top 10 guy. There's no shame in losing to Inoue, okay? And no, Inoue is arguably the best pound for pound fighter in the world, one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Bob Arum, and granted, it's under his promotional banner. He says a lot of things, but he's seen the best of the best. He's been in this industry for the last 60 years. And he has said that Inoue is arguably the best fighter that he has ever had or ever seen on his stable. So to lose to a guy like that, there's no shame in that. And he was a little dehydrated. He should have moved up to 126 or even 130. Even though this fight is a featherweight bout, I think Cool Boy Steph is going to go out there and win this fight. He's going to dominate, get back on the winning track, and make another run at top 10 pound for pound, as well as more titles. This is a great card, okay? Top to bottom, great card. And one thing that boxing didn't do in the past is they did a terrible job of they're charging you wild prices for pay-per-views. And not only are they charging you these wild prices for pay-per-views, they were only giving you one fight to pay attention to, the main event. UFC capitalized on that for years. They went out there and gave you a minimum 4 or 5 solid fights that you really wanted to watch. Literally, the curtain jerker at the beginning of the pay-per-view was somebody that you could not wait to see. Boxing is now doing that. And look, I don't care who you want to thank. You can thank Turkey Al-Sheikh. You could thank the Saudis. Whoever you have to thank for that happening, thank you, boxing gods. Thank you for finally getting the boxing promoters to do what they need to do and stack these cards. And again, make it worth our while. Make it worth the money that we've worked hard to spend on this card. Okay, they're doing that. That is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. For this fight weekend. All right. Moving right along, let's talk about the UFC card. Now, look, I know I said that the boxing card in the Canelo Berlanga card is the best card of the weekend, which it is. But this card, the UFC 306, has the best fight of the weekend, and that is going to be between the bantamweight champion Sugar Sean O'Malley against Davashvili, okay, Merab Davashvili. This is kind of almost close to a pick'em, so it's a minus 118 to a minus 102. I will be honest with you. A lot of people are saying Merab is going to run through Sean O'Malley. They say he's going to go out there, take him down. He's a cardio machine, all that stuff. And it would be easy for me to go out there and say that. It would be so easy for me to say Merab is going to do what he's been doing and dominate Sean. He's going to take him down, beat him up, and win the fight. He's going to do what he did to Henry Cejudo. He's going to do what he did to Rafion Stotts. He's going to do what he's done to everybody time and time again. But I'm not going to say that, am I? Yo, Sugar Sean O'Malley's gonna knock his ass out in the second round. And here's the thing. This is why I'm gonna say it. Merab, it takes him a while to get turned up. And if he can't take Sugar Sean down, and we forget this, people so forget this. Who was he trained by? Who was his first jiu-jitsu coach and grappling coach? It is Smooth Benson Henderson. This is a guy in Sean O'Malley who can grapple, people. He can grapple. But not only can he grapple, he's gotten better and better. And one thing that Merab has consistently done, I saw it against Marlon Moraes. I saw it against Henry Cejudo. He gets clipped, he gets hit, and he gets cracked with that left hand. And you know who has a great left hook and a check left hook and is accurate as all hell? Sugar Sean O'Malley. Sugar Sean don't get the love that he deserves because he does his hair crazy and he talks wild and he has a wife and 3 girlfriends and he talks about all kinds of other nonsense. But regardless on what he does, I'll be honest with you guys, the dude can fight. He's going to win this fight. I got Sugar Sean winning this fight. Second, third round knockout before Merab can start picking it up. Also on this card, I think the co-main event is Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko. This is a trilogy. Again, another pick'em fight. I thought their last fight, it was clear that Valentina Shevchenko won. They gave the draw to that fight, so Alexa Grasso retained her belt. Even though Valentina Shevchenko is getting a little longer in the tooth, I still think she is the number 2, if not the number 1 greatest female fighter of all time. I'm going with Valentina Shevchenko. Also on this card, which I think is going to be an incredible matchup, is Brian Ortega against Diego Lopez. And I love Brian Ortega. I just think his time is at the top is past. He's ranked number 3. Diego's ranked number 13. I'm going with Diego in this one. I don't know if he's going to finish him because Brian Ortega is durable as shit, but Diego is a monster. I see him winning this fight. The rest of the fight, the card, it is what it is. It should be decent, but those are the ones I really want to focus on today. And again, it's going to be a fun card. Is it going to be as good as the boxing card? I don't think so. All right. Last thing I want to mention before we get up out of here today. Thank you, everybody who's watching live. Oh man, I might have to bring somebody on for a moment. Before we get up out of here and talk about this MMA card. Joining me, my brother from another, Darnell Giovanni. What is going on, my brother? Can you hear me?
Live from the bed, baby. Live from the bed. I
appreciate that, man.
Let me jump in here real quick.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you joining me today, bro.
Your feet
real quick.
Oh no, you're good.
Before I move on to this one, we're still talking about UFC 306. What are your thoughts on Sugar Sean versus Merab? I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if you heard me say it beforehand. A lot of people are picking Merab to win this fight. They think he's going to just take him down, grind him out. I'll be very honest with you. I think Sugar Sean gets the dub. What is your thoughts on that? I think we got a little lag.
So I have an interesting take because I do feel like Sugar Sean's going to win, but it's going to be very, 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 very hard because there's been nobody besides Peter Yan to put that much pressure on Sean O'Malley. That's the thing. Merab is going to keep coming forward, keep pushing forward, and that just get exhausting. Chito Vera wasn't pushing forward. Aljamain wasn't really pushing forward. Now you're going to have Merab in your face pushing you. It's going to be Sean O'Malley's one of his toughest tests. I know there's Umar, there's other guys. Umar and other guys that are potentially going to be there, but this is going to be his toughest test. I think he pulls it out, but it's not going to be as easy as people think it's going to be. Second round, nah. Maybe later, maybe a little bit later on because Merab just gets a little bit too, just.
The reason I think he's going to get cracked.
He just gets a little. Go ahead.
The reason I think he's going to get cracked and it's going to be over is because in the beginning of the fight, he doesn't like other people set up his takedowns. He'll just rush in and try to grab you. And if you're going to go in there and just try to rush in on somebody like Sean, man, I think you get lit up. And here's the thing. It's difficult to take somebody down if they're consistently lighting you up. And that's what I see happening. I think Merab's going to get lit up every time he comes in there. And I see him, honestly, I see a knockout in this fight. I really do. And let's not act like Merab has this like goat chin. He don't got a Canelo chin. I've seen him wobble and holding on for dear life many times. He hasn't been beat by a guy like Sean. I'm telling you, I see Sean finishing his ass.
No, I agree, but I just think it'll be later, not that early, but we'll see.
Three, anywhere between 2 and 4. It's not going the distance. I don't see it going.
It's cutting up. I think you froze.
All right, and it didn't freeze on my end. Let me check over here. I got different streams so I can see it. Yep, no, I'm still here. Oh, we got him. Well, we lost him. It's all good. We appreciate the Mystic one. But we appreciate Darnell coming on. If he jumps back on, we'll bring him on. All right. Before we get up out of here, great point that he had on Merab. And again, I do see it can be a tough, gritty fight. But with all that being said, I still see Sugar Sean winning this fight. All right, real quick, let's get some fight news in here before we get out of here, which I can't wait. One of my favorite guys. Oh, we got him back. Yo, you hear me?
I hear you, but it's going. It's
in and out,
pausing a lot.
Okay. Well,
you're like a robot.
I said it might be your feed. We clear on this side, baby. You see, you got me?
You know what? It might be me. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
No worries. Yep, no worries at all. While we wait for Darnell, I want to talk about this. Unfortunately, this great fighter, one of my favorite fighters, had to pull out. SHAKUR Stevenson had to pull out of his fight against Cordina. According to Matchroom Boxing, due to a hand injury sustained by SHAKUR Stevenson, he is unable to compete against Joe Cordina on the Bivol Better BF undercard at the upcoming Ryder season event on October 12th in Ryder, Saudi Arabia. The WBC World Lightweight Champion has undergone immediate surgery after a successful period of recovery. Stevenson is set to return in the ring in early 2025. It sucks. I would have loved for him to get some momentum. But I definitely believe SHAKUR Stevenson will be back. So that happened there. All right. We got you, bro?
We good now.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Real quick, I had to ask you about this fight that just got announced. Did you hear about Michael Venom Page's fight that it just got announced?
No. I haven't looked.
Okay. So let me bring this up because I jumped. Well, real quick. Boxing card this weekend. I know you've been watching boxing. Which one of the fights there are you most looking forward to?
Probably the Caleb Plant fight. I like to see his comeback. To see his journey back to getting one of those belts. I'm a big Caleb Plant fan, and I think that boxing card's really good. Like they did a good job stacking that card.
It is such a good card. And like I said, I personally believe that it is the best card of the weekend, but the best fight of the weekend, I'm going to give to Merab and Sean O'Malley. That's what I'll say. I'll say that. But I needed to talk about this. This fight was just announced, officially signed for UFC 309.
It's gonna be a live response. I haven't seen this.
I love it. The fight nerd Carlos Prates has officially signed to fight Michael Venom Page. Yo, I love this fight.
I need to go smoke a cigarette right now because Carlos Prates just got that's a huge fight for him. I love that matchup.
I love the matchup.
Love the matchup.
And I'm telling you guys now, Carlos Prates is gonna knock his ass out.
He might. He might. This is gonna be one of his toughest fights because MVP is a guy who's very hard to hit. There's not many guys who's hitting him that much in any fights. If we're being completely honest, it's very rare because he's very fast.
He's very fast.
This is going to be a clash of styles, and just like to see if Carlos Prates is really that guy to jump into the top 10, or he's just somebody who's going to be sitting there and just fade away, disappear, and maybe stop smoking cigarettes and take this fight game seriously. But it's going to be interesting. I like this.
I love this fight. Great matchmaking by the UFC.
Great
Look,
match.
I love the Fight Nerds team. I think their team is incredible. I think that at this point in time, there's something like 49-0 in their last 49 fights as a team, which is absolutely insane for a team to have that type of winning streak. Also, if you guys haven't checked it, I have an article about the Fight Nerds on my Substack. Please go out there and check out the Substack today. I have a great article about that is on there. This is going to be great. Salute to this one. Salute to everybody. I love this. I love this matchup. I love it so much. This is the type of fight that make you love MMA. And fight.
That's gonna be a great card minus the main event because ain't nobody want to see that. I'll say it a million times. Ain't nobody want to see Stipe versus John Jones. I don't care what anybody says. I am an MMA purist and I don't want to see it. Dude, Stipe hasn't won in 4 years.
Neither of them have. And look, and I'm going to say this. I don't care what Dana White says. There is no way in hell that John Jones is the pound for pound best fighter in the world. He's not. And the more I thought about it, because when I wrote, again, check out the article on Substack, I was just talking about Demetrius Johnson. I'll be honest with you. John Jones isn't my GOAT either. And the reason I'm going to go out there and say this, and I go out on a limb and say this, is because of this. One, he's not active enough. He's had way too many huge swaths of breaks throughout his career. You were good at the start. I'm not going to knock what he did at the beginning of his career, but he's pissed hot multiple times. And if you've pissed hot multiple times, why would we discount everybody else but him? It makes no sense to me. Yep. John Jones is great. But here's the thing. He has done the game dirty if you really boils down to it. I'm sorry. He has not respected the game. And if you don't respect the game in that manner, you are not the GOAT. And also, again, because of these long time offs, other people, here's the thing. If you have 2-3 year breaks in between fights, people don't know what you're going to come in with. You come in with a whole different style. You're doing a whole different thing. It's hard to game plan for. People shit on Israel Adesanya, but in 5 years, he had 16 fights. Do you know how much film that is and how difficult it is to evolve as a fighter if you're doing that? I'm sorry. John, you're great. You're not Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. You're not GSP. You're not Mike Goat. Sorry, had to say that. Dana White been tripping.
He's doing it for the clicks. He hates the media, but he knows he wants the clicks.
Yeah, he's doing it because he got to sell this fight. He has to sell it because otherwise nobody would want to watch it.
Nobody want to watch or want to buy it.
Nobody, exactly. All right, man. But that's honestly about it. All I have for today, man. Hey, thank you so much for joining me, my brother. Anything fight wise you want to touch on?
I think we got a good weekend of fights. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm interested to see what this spear card is going to look like because Dana White keeps hyping it up. It has to be something cool because it just too much money being spent, and the people he's using. They did a whole panel of people like the directors. This is going to be something spectacular, and I don't think we're excited enough because the card is not as amazing as everybody wants it to be. But I think it's going to be a spectacle because the UFC has the capacity to do that, and I think they will do a great performance of a show for this spear. So I'm excited to see that. Of course, I'm happy to watch a Canelo fight. Not his best opponent, but it's okay. The guy's been fighting for such a long time. A lot of fights that we didn't appreciate him for. I'm all right with it. It's not a Floyd Mayweather-esque like when Mayweather fought like Andre Berto. No, we're not talking about any of that. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna have a great weekend. Everybody enjoyed the fights. There's so much that's happening. Wrestling's popping. Everything's popping. SERG is popping. His Substack's popping. This show is popping. The wrestling show is popping. Everything is popping.
Everything is popping. We're doing what we can, man. But my brother, thank you so much for jumping on today. And before I get out of here, hold on. We had to get. Was this what I was looking for? No, wait.
Hey, just make sure IG Live is not on too.
Oh my God. Your boy Unc was out here cracking them cheeks. Man. He went out here cracking cheeks midweek. I couldn't believe it. Oh man. Hey, and Kendrick dropped. We had Unc cracking cheeks and we had Kendrick dropping. It's all been pretty wild. Here I'll do this way before we get out of here. I'll switch it up like this. so we can get this. And before we get out of here, we appreciate you guys. And don't forget.
This is Absolute Ricky Starks. I'm letting you know that you are listening to the Fight Podcast.
Love y'all. Peace. Oh, no, wait. I gotta end the stream first.